Hi everyone, I'm Diego Diaz, the head of crypto of the Argentine Fintech Chamber, ex-central bank for 10 years. So welcome to the first panel of our event. And first, I want to say thanks to Parvina and the organization for giving us the opportunity to show how important is Argentina in crypto adoption. Well, let's start with a quick presentation of yourselves. So Seba, if you want to start.
Hello, thank you, Diego. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Sebastian Resano. I'm based here in Argentina. I've been in crypto for almost 10 years now, working for different projects and protocols. I see Celo here as a sponsor, very close to dear to my heart. And I've been working with stablecoins in Argentina together with the fellows here for such a long time. I was hearing Julian here talking about the importance for the economies, for helping the families to progress. So it's a topic that I've been studying a lot and collaborating with universities, Cambridge Alternative Finance Center. So very excited to enjoy this conversation with our friends here. Thank you for the invitation.
Hello, Diego. Hello, Sebas. Hello, Manu. Hello, Maxi. And thank you all for coming today, taking the time. My name is Luca. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Berry. Berry is essentially a platform where we are tokenizing equities and real-world assets and allowing people to buy them with the stablecoins.
Thanks, Diego, for the invite on everyone on Stable Summit for making this happen. This is Manuel, CEO, co-founder of Belo. Basically, we are kind of a crypto neobank, for the digital age. Really happy to be here.
Hi everyone, I'm Maxi Raimondi, Lemon CFO. I've been around Lemon for the last 4 years. Lemon is a dual wallet with major presence here in Argentina, and we are right now expanding into Latin America. First country Peru, now moving into Colombia and coming soon Brazil.
Well, let's start with Sebastian. What are you seeing in markets like Argentina and in the region? And is the interest real or it's just a wave we have now in Argentina? Focus on Argentina.
I think stablecoins in Argentina have been, probably Argentina was the leading case or one of the key markets in the adoption. I recall back in 2018, 2019, even 2020, Lemon was starting to appear in the Patagonia, trying to build the Mercado Pago for crypto. Manu was tweeting on, I imagine, interoperability between digital payment systems. And that was about, I think, the time when the DAI adoption really spiked in Argentina as a way to access dollars, as a store of value. So I think for the last at least 7 years, we have been a growing market. And you will see now today with the fintechs, the use cases are very much connected to the stablecoins. So typically fintechs and crypto exchanges and wallets, I think they have 5 use cases at the core, and then of course they differentiate a lot. But what we are seeing is essentially on-ramps, off-ramps as a trading of crypto. So buying stablecoins with pesos or dollars. I think that's a bit of the main case or the first case. Second is QR payments. So how connect to your digital wallets, your stablecoins to do this kind of interoperability that Manu was mentioning. I'm sure you're going to dive deeper into that. I think also this concept of having a dollar wallet, a digital account, that's across the board that is provided by fintechs and the exchanges. And then more additional cases for cross-border payments, for gig workers, for businesses, and of course connecting all these balances to cards so you can spend at many merchants. So we see a great adoption in Argentina on a day-to-day, and even in the region, it keeps scaling every day more. Not just on the, again, dollarization or buying stablecoins to protect yourself from inflation and protect your purchase power, but also to enhance new functionalities and use cases.
So you said QR codes and adoption in the same sentence. And there are a lot of people from outside, not from Argentina. They really need to know that in Argentina, we use QR codes every day for paying with crypto, for grab a coffee, for everything. We are very used to use the QR code. So you talk a lot with companies, but fintechs. And we can assume that the interest is real and they need new products with crypto, right?
Yes, and especially I'm entrepreneurs like these three fellows here are amazing. They create very innovative solutions. I'm very excited to see how stablecoins are used for fiat payments for cross-border. So connecting PIX for Argentinians traveling to Brazil or here. So I think this being as a part of the key infrastructure underlying the new innovations in payments and beyond payments as well.
Well, Maxi, according with the last report of Lemon, Argentina is leading the crypto adoption in the region. One thing that I really want to ask you is, do you think that this is just another hype cycle, or we are starting something different in Argentina this time?
Well, mainly if you look back, I mean, at the very beginning, the crypto adoption, stablecoins was mainly driven by retail. Then the institutionals, big companies buying stablecoins or buying crypto assets. So when you came to Argentina, you see at the like 2023 was a huge year for the stablecoins. I mean, the elections and, as Julian mentioned in the introduction, and maybe also you, the devaluation, the inflation rate, 3-digit inflation rate. So it was really tough for the Argentine to keep the payroll or their salary, the paycheck at the end of the month. So people really start seeing and buying stable coins as a store of value. So that happened in 2023, 2024, with more stability, with lower levels of inflation and devaluation. Then people move a little bit, at least in Lemon, move into Bitcoin, being Bitcoin one of the demanded assets. And right now we see that stable coins is already on a stage. We see stable coins as the infrastructure. For example, we have products in Lemon, such as well Belo, and Belo did it awesome with the PIX product. Lemon, we also have PIX product. So people is using stable coins behind the scene without knowing that, but they are using on daily basis. For example, when paying with our prepaid card, they are paying using stable coins behind. When they are doing cross-border transfer, they are also using stable coins. Or even when we open Lemon, in Lemon, users can open a dollar-based or an euro-based account and automatically convert into stable coins, and then they pay with the prepaid card here in Argentina. And all of that behind the scene, we are using stable coins infrastructures. So we see more and more the infrastructure getting in between the fintech companies such as Belo, such as Lemon, and other colleagues that we have in the industry, along with the traditional banks. So we see that happening.
Well, last year we saw the all-time high of Bitcoin. So that's natural that people demand more and more Satoshis, right? But in Argentina, people are still demanding stable coins. And I don't know if that this is normal, because all of the Argentinian people think in terms of dollar. What do you think that demand is still strong, even when the government retired the prohibition of access and limitless dollars in Argentina?
Well, for example, when that happened, when the government, we released the restriction in order to access to the dollar, was one of the days that Lemon sold more stable coins than ever. It was like an all-time high just after the restriction was gone. So I think that dual wallets like ours, people can access to that immediately, frictionless, and you use that on your daily basis. So I see more and more people, at least in Argentina, although we do not have those level of inflation, but as you mentioned, the Argentines, we think in terms of dollars. So stable coins are the ones that are putting away the dollars, the fiat money, and getting into our economy for sure.
What's missing for people to actually start using stablecoins? Payments, investments? Well, I don't know. Oh, probably there's nothing missing.
No, I think that maybe, I don't know what Manu thinks about that, but we have a lot of presence.
Manuel goes after you, so
okay. No,
don't spoiler his answer.
We discuss it kind of in the industry. We discuss it these kind of things a lot. So I think that more education, we have a lot of presence in the market. Maybe we can do a little better, but I think that people is adopting day after day. I mean, maybe institutionally some banks adopting, but banks are adopting maybe more. We heard about the banks. Maybe someone in the past asked what we think about banks adopting crypto, and we are good with that. I mean, that's perfect. I mean, we do not see any kind of problem in terms of bank adopting crypto. We see more people having the access to crypto and players that we are going to be sharing the market share, and we're going to be introducing more crypto into Argentina. So.
Yeah, I would argue that the problem is that banks not accepting crypto, it's a problem. Because it's like, trying to block the sun with the hand, These things are waves of innovation that you cannot change, you cannot stop. So if you think that you will still be having a profitable business out of sending paper mails, I mean, you should rethink how you think about the world, Going back to the question around payments and merchants, I think that's kind of the chicken egg problem. When I go to my butcher and say, hey, you need to start accepting stablecoins, say who is going to pay in stablecoins, and I want to pay in stablecoins and he doesn't accept it. So maybe it's a wrong approach in the sense that we shouldn't be pushing for that, and more in terms of how this becomes a TCP/IP type of technology that is totally transparent to the user, that you use it on daily basis, and adds you a lot of value. Going back to the question around why people get to stablecoins, I think there's a few answers there, and maybe there's this hypothesis. We are mostly servicing a new type of segment of users, which are native digital, and they think in terms of digital money, where the boundaries of a country are basically erased. So for them, just holding a local currency, and it could be anyone, which is the less accepted worldwide, it's a blocker for a correct development of their economic activities. That doesn't mean that you won't be able to start issuing a local stablecoin. I think that it's still an experiment that needs to be done and tested and see how it goes. But yeah, I think there's also a lot of innovation in terms of payment. Argentina has kind of the blessing of having a central bank that had been doing a terrific job around payment infrastructure. And not because you are here or they are there.
No, I'm not.
I say this a lot, and also very, very critical about other stuff, But I think the fact that you can send money with an alias, that you can pay with QR codes, just to give you an idea, Belo supports like 12 different nationalities. Those 12 different countries that they can onboard Belo, they can deposit Tether, come to Argentina and pay with QR code. Automatically, you have increased your TAM by 10x. Because by connecting two pieces of technology that were totally apart, suddenly you create new markets. And I think we need to start thinking in that terms. not in the extracted terms of saying what I get for me. It's more on how we create more value for all in the table, you know.
And can we talk about how Argentinians are paying in Brazil using Belo with Pix? You use Stablecoins in the back. So if you can explain that.
Yeah, and I don't know why the t-shirt is, it was not planned.
It's a Carioca t-shirt.
But yeah, we just opened operations in Brazil, so I'm trying to be more Brazilian. So basically what we found at the time was we started tinkering with pigs back in 2023. Initially, there was a massive wave of Brazilian tourists coming to Argentina because obviously of the economic situation. We start doing an effort on how we allow or help local merchants accept payments from Brazilians by providing a PX QR code and doing the settlement on-chain through Tether over Polygon. And that experiment started to catch up, but we found out that onboarding merchants, it's super hard because you need to do one by one. You need to go and talk with the owner, and you need to create a product that is tailored to the need of that merchant. So it's not easy. Other companies, big players in the fintech space, have invested more than $80 million doing that. It's not the amount of money that we have in our balance. So we start seeing kind of the macro, and we saw that at some point the real was turning around, and we see that, there's always a natural relationship between Argentina and Brazil. Okay, how we tackle that, and basically what we did was allow the opposites. With pesos, stablecoins, etc., be able to connect with the PIX network, and it worked like magic. The adoption was, binary in a way.
Yeah, and you talk a lot about the adoption of your users, and let me make one question for you, Maxi and Manu. How do you build trust in your users? Because at the end of the day, we need people who are trusting in your
Can you repeat what?
Trust. How do you trust your
How they trust us?
Yeah.
No, there is a saying that trust is something that it compounds over time, but it can be destroyed in 1 second. So I think it's like there's a mantra: don't fuck it up, Okay. And I think that's true all the time. So being trying to be as transparent to the user as possible, because the user is not as stupid. Trying to build something that they need, they want. Listen to them, and at the end of the day, generate that confidence. Argentina has the particularity that we are an empire which has been pretty much impacted by the 2001 financial crisis. And I think that scar is still, present in every day. So even if, whatever happens, a provider, the app, Cloudflare, either, the cloud falls, automatically the message from the user is, there's a corralito. And that is not true, There
are a lot of people who don't know
corralito
which is corralito.
Corralito for the ones that are not Argentinians. It's basically during 2001 crisis, the banks took the savings from the people, and they disappear. Just to make it simple. So that scar, it's really present. So there's a lot of pressure from the public into also kind of the SLA that you are giving as a service provider, And
Maxi, what's your thoughts about that?
Pretty similar to one that Manu mentioned. And 2001 was a clear example of what happened in Argentina, and the reason why the Argentinians maybe do not entirely believe in banks or in institutions. And for example, in our case, maybe you do not remember, or you do not know about 2001 Argentina, but I'm sure that you know about the FTX crash. And that was a moment where all our users start taking out their money and the savings from the Lemon accounts, And we saw at that time the asset under custody that Lemon has decreasing and decreasing and decreasing. And at the end of the day, the asset under custody is the money that our users move and generates our revenue and generates our commission and fee and etc. So when we saw that happening, at some point, we were thinking about what's going to happen. I mean, if everyone move away their savings from our accounts, from Lemon, I mean, we are in a deep shit. So at that time, we decided that if anyone need to take it out. But that is what Manu mentioned about trust. I mean, freedom. People if they need to take out the money, just take it out. And we hold there people, and at some point, no one else keep taking out the money from their accounts. So we have been confident at that time. People trust in Lemon. Then we create our proof of reserve and the proof of liability, and that transparency was like magic. People, the users or anyone can see our reserves, all the user reserves on chain, online, and it is updated every 10 minutes. So everyone can see the amount, the addresses, the wallet that we have, and the money sitting there. So I totally agree with Manu. Transparency and trust, and giving the people what they need.
Yeah, and I think maybe this is more of a feature or by design of crypto overall, is that if you are a liquid company and you don't have your, say, assets or the assets of the user compromised, being responsive and being able to, hey, here's your money and you can take it in 1 minute and then put it back. I think that reaction and seeing that it works provides a lot of confidence in the user and say, okay, I trust these people. Because if you cannot, if you go right now into a bank and say, I want to withdraw 100 million pesos, it won't be easy to do that. I'm sure that it will fail for sure. So I think the good thing is that the design of how we work is kind of tailored for those situations, in a way.
Well, goes with you, Luca. Luca is the youngest in this panel, and the
I'm so envious.
Huh?
I'm so envious of being.
Well, he's the youngest. You are building a product focused on the client and the client needs and people who are young, as you. How do you see stablecoins helping regular people or traditional investors?
So at Berry, we like to say, or our vision is that stablecoins are not a product, but as Maxi stated, it's an infra. It's it's unlocking a new financial system for people that has been outside the financial system of people, like similar to people in first world country residents, for example. So I think like stablecoins are unlocking ways of investing in equities, investing in T-bills, investing in anything, accessing credit. So accessing different type of products that are better than the products that are available in the traditional way, for example. And I'm a product guy, so I think that basically building a better product with the stablecoins, allowing people to access their money 24/7, allowing people to take credit on that, allowing people to move money faster and cheaper will be the thing that will unlock the next billion users.
Can you explain what are you doing at the Berry? So what Berry did?
So what we are doing basically is what the stablecoins did for dollars. We are trying to do that for any financial asset. We started with tokenized equities. We are working with a broker-dealer in the US, and we are tokenizing SPY, NASDAQ, Tesla, any stock in the US market. We also have prediction markets, for example, because, well, our vision is that every financial asset needs to be tokenized and accessible. And we think that the democratization of finance is that to let the user choose whatever they want and put it there and let the user, as well as Manu and Maxi and Seba, stated, to allow people to move their money whatever they want.
And what's still blocking the access to the whole stablecoin market?
So I think we are. I think we are shifting to a more kind of a obfuscated model right now, and we stopped talking about USDT, and now we are talking more about digital dollars. I think that crypto, because of the Bitcoin cycles and FTX and all the black swans, has a bad reputation for people that is not inside crypto at all. So I think if we take, for example, what credit cards or debit cards, when someone pays with a debit card, they don't know what is happening in the back, and it's a lot happening in the back.
It's the same with you, Manu, that people doesn't know that they use stablecoins to pay Pix.
The problem is that we keep on explaining, and we shouldn't be explaining. We should focus on the product.
Yeah, and we stop talking about crypto, and instead we need to talk about blockchain.
No, not even that. I think we need to talk about the problems.
Yeah.
It's on product, problems, solutions, add value to the user.
Yeah, and I think we have an advantage in crypto is like our product is better. And we need to focus on that. We need to focus on for example, giving people a way of accepting payments in a cheaper way than access, like without commissions, for example, or to receive the money on the same time, on the same day. So yeah, I think if we continue building products on top of stablecoins, on top of tokenized assets, that are, as I say, like almost 3 or 4 times right now, better, faster, and cheaper, people are gonna choose that because it's better for them.
Okay. Well, we are running out of time, so we need time for one question, and I really want to ask for you. What do you expect the next year in Argentina and in crypto landscape, starting from you?
I'm very excited what we are building, Luca, in Berry. I think the connection between investment accounts and payments is very interesting. I think given by the inflation, of course we have suffered inflation in LATAM for always, I can't remember. But now with inflation in the US, in Canada, I think this topic is broadening, and new solutions and products are being made, so people can take their balances from their savings checking account in the bank and just move it to a fintech, to crypto, to generate yield, to protect your purchasing power, and connect it to all the amazing DeFi solutions to generate yield, to do transfers, and to really take ownership and responsibility on your investment. And I think the real world assets is a great I think next theme for the next couple of years. I don't know if next year, but we're already starting to see the traditional exchanges like Bima in Argentina or P3 in Brazil starting to tokenize securities. So I think that's very interesting as an additional a corollary case to the stablecoin. So you access to this digital asset infrastructure by on-ramping with stablecoins, and there the sky's the limit. You can access markets worldwide and different asset classes. So I think that's what I've been more excited about this space.
Well, thank you for your words, Seba. Well, I think what I think about Argentina is that in the last 2 decades we have been kind of like preparing for this moment. I mean, I like to call myself not a crypto native, but more a stablecoin native. Actually, Belo and Lemon back in 2021, 2022 was the way I was trying to escape inflation, and that's where I discovered the Belo Mastercard and the Lemon Visa. And I was like literally paying everything with that. And I was like, this is a better way of doing things. And I think Argentina right now is in the right moment. Like we have been preparing for the last 20 years. Actually, around 20 years ago was the Corralito. So we need to, the political environment and everything is like in the right direction to convert Argentina into kind of like a Silicon Valley of crypto worldwide. I think that what the Cámara Fintech, the CMB, which is our SEC, is doing with the tokenization sandbox and everything, is going to push startups and companies to create better products and push the limits. Not only for Argentina, I think from Argentina we are going to create different. We are going to create for Latin America. Companies from Argentina are gonna dominate in Mexico, are gonna dominate in Brazil, dominate in Colombia, because of this. Like, we have been preparing for this for 20 years.
Yeah, I agree pretty much with everything. I think we have been exercising a lot, doing a lot of preps on this for a long time. I think the context, the macro in Argentina, it's getting nicer and nicer for investments, which is, I think, something that is still missing, in part because, don't have the rule of law, the kind of the security for an investor to come here. But, by becoming, the country risk dropping and all those indicators allowing, investors to come, I think that's pretty interesting. I agree that we had all this preparation. It's kind of a melting pot that will allow us to expand rapidly into other countries, because even you see already some use case which we have been doing a few years back to start popping up in some other countries. Definitely the whole tokenization play, it's going to be massive. I think we will be seeing a lot of local stablecoins starting to mature and evolve and start, gaining terrain. I think the whole, securities play is also super interesting. I would love to see how non-public companies start to tokenize their assets. Just a comment apart, my brother has a yogurt company and he's eager to tokenize his stocks in order to receive money to invest into a new plant, which is today impossible in any way through credit or the public market. So I think if we can kind of erase the Libra, a moment from the past and think forward, there is a lot of companies and businesses eager to receive money and make this, make Argentina great again.
Wow, cool.
What a statement, eh? Argentina great again.
The
I
statement.
like it. In terms of Argentina, I think that, and we have discussed it before, Diego, but I think in terms of Argentina, regulators, tax regulators, in tackling the tax issue in Argentina for the crypto ecosystem. That is something that we really expect for the coming year. I mean, having same kind of benefits that traditional banks do they have, for example, the debit and credit tax. So that is something that we, at least as industry, expect for the coming year. And in general terms, we expect more and more people adopting this kind of technology. I mean, we have a huge opportunity in Latin America, 600 million population in the total region. So we have a huge opportunity. Now, there are we are a few players that really are attacking this regionally, and that we have presence in the different countries, and we create that confidence and trust with the users. So I expect that ecosystem growing, and hopefully more people using stablecoins and our products and our solutions. I mean, as Luca mentioned, is cheaper, is faster, so why not?
Well, thanks for your thoughts, and thanks for the panel, and well, make Argentina great again, right? Well,
Thank you.
thanks.
Thank you, guys.